Welcome back, Emunah Bitachon Daily. What a great day. Every day is a day of Emunah and Bitachon. Your day becomes greater through Emunah and Bitachon. And we spoke a little bit, mentioned yesterday and previously, the concept of Emunah is in your mind, understanding the hishtadlus HaKadosh Baruch Hu is in charge and rules everything. And Bitachon is the trust, is the fact that you believe, that you put it to actuality, to lemaaseh. So, there's a great story that we mentioned in the concept of Emunah. We'll say it quickly because we've mentioned it to some of the chaver in the past, but I think that I really believe that these are concepts in the day-to-day of Bitachon, not just of Emunah. There's a guy I know well that he besides the fact that he this guy is he's a fundraiser, but he also teaches and things like that. So he was working with his WhatsApp, and part of his relationships with other people is that he goes through the history of WhatsApps and he knows, when he spoke to them and what they've given in the past. The person said that it's almost as if it's like his Excel spreadsheet. Also in his relationship with his Talmidim and things like that. So it was last week, the end of last week, and his WhatsApp froze, and he tried to switch it from WhatsApp business to WhatsApp regular, and he said that he lost everything. Years and years and years of chats and videos and contacts and all that. He lost everything.
Why? Oh my God, what a waste of time. What happened? Why?
And he said that he's lost so much that it was really like he couldn't understand what the Eibishter wanted, right? What was the Eibishter? It says, he said the Eibishter was like, why is this good? 1 second, let's let people into the waiting room here on Zoom. So he said, what is it that the Eibishter wants from me? So the person said he's not going to let it ruin his Shabbos. He went into Shabbos, years and years and years of chats, pictures, videos, relationships, done, over. Someone suggested, this guy's son suggested, why don't you look back at your iCloud backup and see when your last iCloud backup was. So his last iCloud backup for WhatsApp was 3 years ago. Right? That guy, we're all that guy. We're all the person that I'll never need my iCloud backup. I'll never lose my chats. I'll be that guy. Right? We're all we're invincible, almost like invincible. But his real full iCloud backup was 2 months ago. So he was okay, from the day after Rosh Hashanah. Anyway, the guy went ahead and he took out, he had an old phone. He backed up everything from 2 months ago to the old phone just to make sure it went. And he got back all the information from 2 months ago onto his phone. So he said that in a certain sense, he was almost not unhappy, but he was almost angry at himself. Why'd I have to do this? Why'd I have to lose it? If I would have not switched from WhatsApp business to WhatsApp regular, I never would have had this established. Right? When you lose everything, you're it's such a big, staggering loss. It's so Hashem. But when it's less of a loss almost, you're I could have saved it. I could have saved it. I could have done, right? And really, in Emunah Avad, in Emunah Bitachon, a person has to be so solid in the fact that wherever it is, whether it's a staggering loss, a little loss, a big loss, it's not up to us. Beforehand, and this is the concept and the yesod, whether it's ruchniyus or gashmiyus, spirituality or physicality, before the avera, before something happens, a person must do his hishtadlus to the max, and that's what hishtadlus is. You have to make sure that you're doing everything you can. Once something happens, that's exactly where Hashem wants you to be. You understand? Emunah Bitachon means that once something happens, this is exactly where Hashem wanted me. Hashem didn't want me anywhere else. Beforehand, person, let's say, has a lawsuit, chas v'shalom, or a person has a business deal, a person has a taiva, a person has to fight and work and try and hard and push to the max. My Rabbi Mordechai says, turn over the whole world to make sure that happens. But once it happened, once it's over, and now you're at the other side of it, so Hashem says, that's where you're supposed to be. And I mentioned the story in the past, but I went to visit Rabbi Mordechai Groner when he came out of prison. Remember the story? And it was a month after he came out of prison, and I went to his house a month, and I sat with him, and he had a cheves avos, was worn down and was well used. And I said to him, I don't understand. And I was reading his letters from prison. I was following the case very, very closely. And he kept writing, Hashem is going to take me out tomorrow, Hashem is going to take me out today. And as I said to him, I said, why didn't you lose faith? Why don't you just give up? He says, I said, you woke up in the morning, did you believe you're going to get out of prison? He said, yeah, I believed 100% I'm getting out of prison. I said, but when you went to sleep at night and you didn't get out of prison, why weren't you like, okay, I don't believe anymore? Where's the Emunah? Where's the Bitachon? You believed, so it didn't happen. So, and he was so clear that this is what the Chavis Havava says in Emunah Bitachon. You have to believe beforehand it's going to be perfectly good. I'm going to have money, I'm going to have peace of mind, I'm going to have health, I'm going to have whatever I need, I'm going to have ruchniyus, gashmiyus. The moment it doesn't happen, that's what Hashem wants you. So he said when he went to sleep at night and he was still in prison, he was like, Hashem said it was best for me today to be in prison. In the morning, I wanted to be out because I wanted it to be best for me to be out. And I believe that the moment I'm supposed to get out, I'll get out. But if I went to sleep at night and I was still there, that means Hashem said that's the best for you. So in everything in life, it's such a powerful, powerful message. In everything in life, in avodah of Emunah Bitachon, working on your faith and your and being good and being okay, wherever Hashem puts you, do your best to make sure you don't get in trouble. Make sure you don't fall to the taiva. Make sure you don't lose your money. Make sure you don't lose your WhatsApps. Make sure you don't lose the business deal. Make sure everything is set up properly. But if Hashem makes it happen, if it happens, so Hashem says that's where you're supposed to be. That is a part of the belief that it's all good for me. When a little child needs medication, and the medication tastes horrible, so the parents have to hold the child down and force the medicine down the throat. The parent is thinking, I love you so much, you have to drink this better medicine to get better. And the child is thinking, my parents hate me so much that they're giving me this bitter tasting thing. We as children of Hashem have to realize that bitter tasting medicine is Hashem saying that's your refuah, that's your health, that's what's good for you. If you need to go through a difficult situation in life, stop during the situation and be like, Hashem, this must be good for me. So my Rebbe Tzemai Zilberg says that's the understanding of the pasuk. When the pasuk says Re'ei Anyi V'Amoli V'Solacho Chatasei, when a person is going through a difficult time, a person should stop and they should say to Hashem, see my pain, see my difficulty, and take away all my sins. Because the Gemara says that when a person sticks his hand into his pocket looking for a coin and he can't find the coin, you stick your hand into the right pocket. You're looking for a dollar bill, can't find it. You stick your hand into the left pocket and you find it, you should say to Hashem, I get the message. Because the flip side of all what I'm saying is that Hashem is sending us messages. If we don't get the message, Hashem has to keep sending us messages. Right? You ever get that guy, the annoying guy that's trying to get a hold of you, calls you, you don't answer, texts you, you don't answer, WhatsApps you, you don't answer, emails you, you don't answer. So he keeps trying the whole cycle again. And he goes over and over through trying to reach you. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is trying to reach us. He's calling us, he's texting us, he's emailing us. And when we have agmas nefesh, when something goes wrong in our life, it's a message. Hello, Hashem is calling. Say, Hashem, I got the message. So the job is get the message, understand that Hashem is talking to us, then all the bad stuff could go away. But so it's two sides of a coin. When the bad stuff happens, say Hashem, this is the best for me, I get it. You're sending me a message. At the same time, understand it's Hashem. Because if you don't get the message, then you have to get more chas v'shalom. If you don't get the message when you stick your hand into your pocket, so chas v'shalom, you have to stub your toe. God forbid, right? Your car to get scratched. So Hashem keeps saying, messages, I'm in your life, I'm in your life. When you recognize that, Hashem says, oh, you got my message, God. So you have the two sides of the coin. On one hand, understand everything that happens to you is for the good. On the other hand, when things happen to you, say, Hashem, I get the message. Connect it to Hashem. Don't say, if I would have just not pressed WhatsApp business. No. Hashem wanted that to happen. That's what's supposed to happen. And this is just a mushal. It's just an example of all the times in your life that you by mistake do something. You're like, why did I do it? And Hashem says, because I wanted you to. I wanted you to be there. That's what I wanted you to do. So we should have a day full of Hashem, full of recognizing that every single thing that happens in our life is Hashem, and all the goodness, only goodness. Only goodness. Hashem, only goodness. Have fire the good day.